Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 30th edition of the Sploro Cascade Funding webinar series. My name is Andy Cruzado. I'm the Communication and Dissemination Manager here at Sploro, and I'm delighted to welcome you today to today's Info Day focused on sustainable innovation. If you're a researcher, entrepreneur, startup, SME, or part of the innovation ecosystem working on agriculture, energy, or circular bioeconomy solutions, you're absolutely in the right place. Today, I'm joined by my colleagues, Jorge Sevilla and Ana Minia, part of the Sploro team. Thank you both for your assistance and for being here. They'll be moderating your questions during the session. So, what to expect today? During today's session, we'll be presenting 3 EU open calls driving innovation in agriculture systems, agri-food systems, energy systems, and circular bioeconomy across Europe. Our 3 calls are Excel for Pro open call, Copilot first open call, and primary open call. Together, these calls offer complementary pathways combining equity-free funding, training, mentoring, and access to European innovation networks to help you scale your impact in the related sectors. So today, there's a Q&A part in the chat. You can ask any questions. And please submit all the questions you want in any time using the Q&A box. Me and my colleagues will moderate the discussion and will address your questions live after each presentation. We encourage concise and relevant questions to make the session as useful as possible for everyone. So who are we? For those joining us for the first time, welcome. So we are Sploro. We're an innovation consultancy committed to making innovation accessible and understandable for everyone. We specialize in innovation consultancy, guiding startups, SMEs, and organizations through R&D funding opportunities. We also have the Cascade funding management. We manage EU funding open calls for digital, sustainable, and creative innovation. There's also, we have our own SaaS called Chronix, which is a wonderful software tool simplifying project reporting for European R&D initiatives. So what is Cascade funding and how does it work? So for Cascade funding, also known as financial support to third parties, is an EU mechanism providing equity-free funding for startups, SMEs, researchers, and organizations developing innovative solutions. How does it work? First, the European Commission funds large consortia. These consortia launch open calls for third parties. Then the selected applicants receive funding and tailored support monitored through KPIs. What is great about this? There's a simple application and reporting process. Equity-free funding accelerates innovation and knowledge sharing, and it allows you to join EU innovation networks. So please stay informed, subscribing to our newsletter, cascadefunding.eu, where you can find the calls every single day. So we cannot see the slide. Oh, okay. Sorry for the technical issue. I'll address it right away. Can you see it now? Okay, perfect. So here's cascadefunding.eu, and please subscribe to our newsletter because daily you might find your next call to apply. So let me introduce you to our speakers. First, we're going to start with the Excel for Pro open call, presented by Nikos Deligiannis. He's a project manager at Reframe Food and specializes in coordinated collaborative projects and ensuring compliance with established frameworks. The Excel for Pro project supports projects developing and applying novel approaches in agri-food systems to improve product performance and environmental sustainability. The deadline on this call is at the end of April. So, Nico, the floor is yours. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the invitation, first of all. I will just share my screen right now. I have created a brief presentation about our open call. Can you confirm that you can see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen. Thank you. Perfect.
Okay. So, again, thank you for the invitation. My name is Nikos Delgianis. I am from Reframe Food, and today I will briefly present you the Excel4Pro Open Call, a funding opportunity that supports innovation in plant-based proteins. I promise you I will keep it short and focused. So we will just present what matters most for those who are considering to apply. Let's start with a quick overview of the project that lies behind the call. So very briefly, Excel4Pro is a Horizon Europe project that brings together 17 partners across Greece, Turkey, and Ukraine. Its main goal is to strengthen innovation ecosystems in plant-based proteins by connecting these regions into a single cross-border network. And what you can see here is a simplified view of these interconnected hubs working together to support innovation. This is to put it very briefly. But what's really important is the purpose behind this. So let's look at what Excel4Pro is aiming to achieve. At its core, Excel4Pro focuses on supporting innovation in plant-based proteins as part of the transition towards more sustainable food systems. It brings together key actors from research, industry, and policy to strengthen collaboration and help innovative solutions move forward. And one of the main ways that this is done is through the open call that I will present today. So let's move into the open call itself. A key concept to keep in mind in Excel4Pro is the idea of excellence hubs. These hubs connect stakeholders from research, industry, and policy sectors across Greece, Turkey, and Ukraine, and it brings them together into a cross-border innovation network. The aim is simple, is to facilitate collaboration and accelerate the development of plant-based food solutions. Building on this ecosystem, the project also provides direct support to startups and SMEs working on novel foods based on plant-based protein through its open call. So, the open call, it supports startups and SMEs developing innovative solutions in plant-based proteins and novel foods. The selected projects can receive up to 40,000 euros in funding within a duration of 15 months. The goal is not just to fund ideas, but to support the development and validation of solutions, helping them move closer to real-world application. To better understand what we are looking for, let's look at the key requirements. So, to be considered for funding, proposals need to address two key elements. First, they must clearly fall within the Excel4Pro focus areas. This means developing and testing solutions relating to plant protein functionality, nutritional quality, or processing technologies. Second, projects should also contribute to the broader Excel4Pro ecosystem, which includes fostering collaboration, enabling knowledge exchange, and strengthening innovation capacity across the participating regions. So it's not only about having a strong technical solution, but it's also about how your project connects and adds value to the wider ecosystem. Finally, projects can start at different maturity levels, but they must reach at least TRL 5 by the end of the project. This is a mandatory. To better understand where innovation is expected, we will now look at the three focus areas of the open call. So applicants must address at least one of these focus areas. The first focuses on improving the functionality of plant proteins, for example, enhancing properties like texture, salability, or overall performance in food products. The second area looks at nutritional quality, aiming to optimize plant-based foods so they deliver better nutritional value and improved consumer experience. And the third area focuses on process design, meaning the development of sustainable and scalable processing technologies, such as new extraction methods or fermentation approaches. Applicants can target one or more of these areas, but they should clearly demonstrate how their solution contributes to innovation in plant-based foods. As now that we have seen what types of innovation we are looking for, we will briefly summarize the key opportunity in numbers. So each selected project can receive up to 40,000 euros with 100% funding foreseen, so no co-financing from the participants is required. In total, 9 projects will be funded, 3 per ecosystem across Turkey, Greece, and Ukraine. Each project will run for 15 months. The call is addressed to startups and SMEs established in those 3 countries, and they must reach at least TRL 5. Funding is provided as a lump sum, which means it is linked to deliverables. And most importantly, the application deadline is the 27th of April, 2026. Now we'll briefly look at the main eligibility conditions. So for applicants to be eligible, they must be legal entities established in Turkey, Greece, or Ukraine. Only one proposal per applicant is allowed, and submissions must be unique. It is also very important to use the official templates provided in the open call platform, otherwise the proposal will not be considered. The call specifically targets startups and SMEs in the agri-food sector working on plant-based protein solutions. And finally, applicants must be active and operational entities with a valid VAT or official registration number. There are a few additional conditions related to the proposal itself. Proposals must clearly address the objectives of the open call and fall within at least one of the defined focus areas, as discussed before. The proposed work should be carried out after selection, meaning that the funding is intended for future activities. Consortium partners of Excel for Pro are not eligible to apply, of course. All proposals must be submitted before the deadline through the open calls platform and only through the platform of the open calls. And finally, funding should only be requested for the work that has not yet been completed. Finally, let me briefly explain how the funded projects will be implemented once they are selected. Each project runs for 15 months and it's structured into 3 phases. First, the design phase, where the project approach and planning are defined. Second, the development phase, where the main activities take place, including development, testing, and refinement. And third, the validation phase, where solutions are tested in real-world conditions and results are consolidated. Funding is provided through deliverable-based payments with the lump sum method, meaning that the payments are linked to the successful completion of each phase. To apply, applicants should carefully read the applicant's guide, which explains the objectives, requirements, and submission process. All proposals must be submitted through the open calls platform. Applicants can also visit the Excel for Pro open call webpage to access all relevant documents and templates. If there are any questions, they can contact us directly at Excel for Pro opencalls.fund or submit them through the platform directly. Before closing, let's briefly look at the open call timeline. So we are currently in the launch phase, meaning the call is open and applicants can submit their proposals. The deadline, once again, is April 27th, 2026 at 5 p.m. Central European Time. After that, proposals will be evaluated during May and June, followed by the contracting phase in the summer. The selected projects will then move into the implementation, which includes design, development, validation phases, and they will run until early 2028. So the key takeaway is that there is still time to apply, but I would suggest that you start preparing your proposals so you don't face any technical difficulties at the last minute. And with that, thank you very much for your attention. I promised I will keep my presentation brief. I'll be happy to take any questions now.
Thank you so much, Nikos, for your presentation. It was very, very, very good. And we have questions from the audience. The first one is from Serdar. He is asking regarding a TRL level to be achieved, specifically TRL 5. Can you give some examples to have a better picture of what is expected from the proposals?
Um, so as I understand, the question regards to the TRL levels. So the TRL levels, for those who are not familiar with the term, are a technical requirement level that is defined by the European Commission. For more details about how these levels are achieved and what they mean, I would suggest applicants to visit the official site of the European Commission and find more there, because I'm not expert at these technical parts of the applications. We have a whole team that is that will be able to define and answer these questions if applicants want to submit them through the open call platform. But yeah, for more information, I would suggest that applicants visit the official site of the European Commission.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this answer. For a second question from Marta, I'm not sure if it has been said. Are consortia eligible?
No, actually, a very good question. I didn't mention this in my presentation, and I'm sorry for that. So briefly answer is no, consortia are not allowed, meaning that if you're preparing a proposal as a team, it has to be applied through one organization, one SME or startup, basically, which will be, of course, in charge of implementing the whole project and will receive the funds.
Thank you. And we have one last question from Hakan. TRL4 means lab validation. Is it the starting point?
Excuse me, can you repeat the question?
Yes, sure. TRL4 means lab validation. So the question is it the starting point?
Again, for the specific definition of TRL, applicants should visit the European Commission site, but I would say that there is no starting limit. Each project can start from any TRL, but it must reach TRL 5 by the end of the implementation of the project, of the sub-project.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you, Nikos, for your presentation. We're just on time, so now we will continue with the second open call. That is Copilot. It's actually the first open call of this project, and is presented by Rafael Rodriguez, who is a technical project manager at Digital for Planet, working on the Copilot project. Copilot focuses on scaling Cloud-Edge-IoT solutions across sectors such as energy, agriculture, mining, smart cities, and manufacturing. It supports projects leveraging integrated cloud edge computing and IoT technologies to enable advanced cross-domain digital innovation. So, Rafael, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So welcome, everyone. In the next 10 minutes, I will show you our first open call in the Copilot project. I will give you an introduction, frame it a bit the scope, what are the requirements for you, what's the timeline, and ending up with a summary. By the end of it, you should be able to understand what you need to do to successfully apply and give us a successful application and a proposal. That's my main goal. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and I will try to address them promptly. So, Copilot is an Horizon Europe project. We have 46 partners and 12 countries, and with a financing mechanism around 30 million euros. It started in the beginning of last year in 2025, and we have now opened our first open call. From these 30 millions, we have spare 4 millions for the Cascade funding, so for the open calls. And these 4 millions are going to be split in 2 open calls. The first one is now open with a total budget of 1.6 million and the max funding per project of 200K. The project duration is 8 months. And what is the scope? Let me show you. Regarding the scope, we need to first understand what's the Copilot vision. So Copilot is an open collaborative platform, and we try to address these fragmented and civil domains that are in the multiple sectors, such as the agricultural one, the mining one, the energy one, and we bring it together in a single platform from edge to cloud, so the computing continuum, the so-called CI. With this, we have several enablers, which stands for the TM Forum APIs. We have the standardization part with Etsy. And after that, we have the integration of the different domains inside of this platform. Now, this is a simplified architecture that you can see. We can see on the left side, we have multiple layers. One of the layers is the physical one, so it's the infrastructural layer. Then we move to the distribution, to the services layer. After, on top, another abstraction layer will be the orchestration part. This orchestration ties together with something we call in Copilot the secure integration fabric. And in the end of this secure layer, we have the centralization part, we have the portal. This is we have a even more complex architecture level, but this is just for you to get a quick sneak peek on it. And now what we need to understand is the nomenclature that we've used. So we have used the clusters, and the clusters for us, and by the definition on the European Commission, is a group of companies or firms that are economic actors and that they are located geographically close to each other, and they are working in the same service and developing the same vertical. In Copilot, we have cluster 1 on mining, 2 on smart buildings and smart cities and IoT, 3A on agri-tech and sustainability, 3E on energy, and finally 4 on vineyards, ecosystems, and sustainable winery. So we have mining, smart cities, energy, and agriculture. What are the requirements that you need to comply to apply for this open call? So the first step, as you may wonder, is to read the guidelines. We have the guidelines available in our website. Then we start proposing and completing the proposal guide. We have 4 PDFs that are needed if you are applying as a single SME, or 5 if you are a consortium. These are the proposal, the declaration of owner, the SME checklist, the privacy and ethics annex, and finally a consortium agreement if you are a consortium. This will be submitted online in the Copilot website. You will find the submission platform. Regarding the timelines, it opened on the 3rd of March. It will close on May the 4th. So May the 4th we will do apply successfully for this. In June, the evaluation will occur. In 15th of June, we hope to have the scoring completed. And by the 22nd of June, we hope to conduct the consensus meeting. And after that, by the beginning of July, this is a tentative date, we hope to, by 1st of July, to have the winners announced. And by the 15th, also tentative date to start. So just for you to have an idea to what we should take into account. Now that you know how to apply, you need to select where. You need to select one of the clusters. This is a mandatory requirement. And from each cluster, we are going to fund at least 1 project and the maximum 2. As you saw in the beginning, we have 8 proposals and we have 5 clusters, which means every cluster is going to have 1 project, and then comparing the different scores, every cluster will have a second one based on the final evaluation. How to apply? You can select either to bring a service or to bring an infrastructure. These are independent workflows. if you have the technical capabilities, you can combine them. So, but you need to select in your proposal which one, and you need to explain us what do you bring. Do you bring a new service to Copilot, or do you bring an infrastructure to Copilot? For example, in cluster 3E on the energy side, these are some of the challenges that propose. We have the edge intelligence for the predictive maintenance in renewable energy systems. We have the flexibility modeling and harvesting techniques from the residential feeders. And if your company can technically address one of these challenges, these are suggestions and they are not mandatory. They are the recommended challenges by the project, the cluster leader. Finally, we are going to evaluate 3 different sections, similar to the European proposals. We have excellence, impact, and implementation. And in this first open call, we decided to give a weighting factor higher on the excellence, so on your idea. And it will be scored from 0 to 5 from the evaluators, and then it will be translated with this weighting factor to 0 to 100. We have the minimum threshold of 24, 18, and 18, which means if you are below 60, your proposal will not be considered for funding. The maximum fund available is 200K. It follows the lump sum methodology. 100% of the costs are eligible. SMEs can apply, single or in consortium. In case if it's a consortium, it needs to be led by an SME. The location, every member must be in a EU member state or Horizon Europe associated country. And the final duration is around 8 months, with 2 months after that for the reporting. We are now in the beginning, as you can see on the left side. It will close on the 4th of May. Then we will have the evaluation, as explained, the awarding in June, and the implementation will run from July to March 2027, and the reporting for this first open call will be in April 2027. The idea here is to give you a better vision and timeline for you to prepare to work. And these are the selection and evaluation procedures. So we are going to receive your full proposal submission. You have an initial eligibility check. If you answer everything above, then you will pass. We will pass to the external evaluators. Finally, we are going to have the consensus meeting with the top ranked proposals, prepare the sub-grant preparation and signature, and starting the process. So, in summary, kindly visit our website, read the documentation, and follow up in the Copilot social media channels for any updates. And best of luck for your proposal. You can find our website here in the QR code below. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rafael, for your presentation. It was very, very illustrative. We have a question from Daniel. Is there, as there isn't an official minimum or maximum for the number of partners in a consortium, what would be a desired or ideal composition?
So minimum is 2. Maximum, we don't have a maximum defined. We have a 5 recommended. I think that's what we put in the guidelines. And this 5 recommended is just a question of funding. So we have 200K. If you want to bring 10 people, you can, but maybe the fund would not be enough. But the minimum is 2. And it always needs to be the SME, the leader.
Okay, thank you. We have a next question from Mohammed. Is Egypt considered eligible to participate in this program as an associated country under Horizon Europe?
Which country, sorry?
Egypt.
I will have to double check, but we have it in our guidelines, the member states that are available. And in this case, we need to check if Egypt is there. I don't know by heart. I can share the link if you would like to see it. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And we have a third question from Filippo. He says, which are the specific sector of agriculture that you are founding? Only vineyard?
No. So one of the clusters is more focused at the moment in the vineyards and in the vineyards ecosystem. The other one is more vegetables, but if it's in the agri-food sector, you can propose. You are free to propose. I would recommend on our website under clusters, you will find the technical description for this open call, and then you will find the challenges proposed by these two clusters. But it's not only on the vineyards; it's more broad.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much, Rafael, for your time and very interesting call. Well, now, last but not least, we will continue with our third project, and it's Primary Open Call. It is presented by Thanos Arambatsis, a project manager at Reframe Food, who brings strong expertise in research methodologies and project management. The primary project focuses on piloting and validating circular bioeconomy solutions that transform underutilized agricultural residues into bio-based products, energy, and materials. It supports projects applying primary processing technologies and circular business models to demonstrate technical and economic viability in real rural environments. So, the deadline is June 8th. And well, Thanos, the floor is yours. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Andrea, for the kind invitation and the kind introduction. So I guess you can all see my screen. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining in this info day. My name is Thanos Arampadzis, and I'm a project manager at Reframe Food, which is the responsible organization for managing the primary open call. So today I will present the currently running open call, which is part of the Primary Horizon Europe project, aiming to create new business opportunities for farmers and rural actors through the valorization of underutilized agricultural residues. In the next 10 minutes, I will walk you through the primary open call and what we will expect from the applicants. So today's agenda mainly includes a brief presentation of the primary project and its open call objectives and scope, who can apply, what we expect from projects, the timeline and all the important steps of the open call, and finally the process from submission to implementation. So first, let's begin by briefly explaining what is the primary project. Primary is a Horizon Europe project focused on transforming agricultural residues into valuable products, such as food, feed, biomaterials, bioenergy, and fertilizers. The project develops 6 innovative processing technologies, region-specific business models, pilot cases that are being implemented in Greece and Finland, and works closely with farmers, cooperatives, SMEs, and local stakeholders. So the main idea is that instead of treating agricultural residues as waste, we turn them into economic opportunities. Moving to the open call, this is designed to validate and replicate primary solutions across Europe. There are 3 main objectives. First, validate and adapt at least one primary business model using feedstocks like grass, greenhouse residues, cotton byproducts, olive prunings, or similar materials. Second, demonstrate the replicability and scalability of at least one processing technology, such as biorefinery processes, submerged and solid-state fermentation, fiber forming, pelletizing, or pyrolysis. And finally, enable knowledge transfer and capacity building by engaging local actors in real-life pilot activities. Overall, the primary open call will fund 6 to 9 projects. It's implemented by consortia of 2 to 3 partners, and the funding is 100,000 euros for 2 partner consortia and 150,000 euros for 3 partner consortia. So overall, there is a 50,000 euro max budget per partner. The total open call budget is 900,000 euros, and each project will run for 18 months, divided into 3 phases, the design, development, and finally the impact and validation phase. Applications must be submitted by consortia of 2 to 3 partners. Each consortium must include at least 1 technical partner and at least 1 public or private sector partner. The eligible actors include SMEs, cooperatives, universities, public bodies, NGOs, and primary producers. Projects must be implemented in rural regions not already involved in primary, and that is the Finnish and Greek regions that you see on the slide. This slide is one of the most important ones. Each project is expected to deliver at least 1 replicated or adapted primary process, at least 1 validated agricultural residue, a validated business model blueprint, evidence on technical feasibility, economic viability, and scalability, and strong engagement of local actors. In addition, projects should generate best practices and learning stories that can be used across Europe. Here you can see the provided business model canvas that applicants should complete in their applications. And moving to the open call roadmap, the open call is already launched. The opening date was March 9, and the deadline is June 8 at 5 p.m. Central European summertime. After evaluation and contracting, selected projects will start in November 2026 and run until April 2028. Please note that all applications are submitted and managed through the Open Calls Fund platform. Proposals that will be received through email will be rejected. Here you can see the basic steps of the submission procedure, including first checking all open call documents and the timeline, then registering on the Open Calls Fund platform, check the eligibility criteria, prepare your application, submit your application on time, and once the open call is closed, the eligibility check will take place and further processing will be performed. Each proposal will be evaluated by 2 independent experts with an academic, technical, or industry background in agriculture, biodiversity, bioeconomy, and relevant fields. Regarding the eligibility criteria, before applicants start preparing their proposal, it is very important to clearly understand the eligibility criteria, as non-compliant proposals will be rejected before evaluation. So first, participation is open to all legal entities eligible for Horizon Europe funding. Applications, as I said, must be submitted as a consortium of 2 to 3 partners, and each organization can participate in only 1 proposal. Each consortium must include at least 1 technical partner and at least 1 public or private sector partner. It is also important to note that existing primary consortium members and their affiliated entities are not eligible. From a technical perspective, proposals must be clearly aligned with the open call objectives, include at least 1 primary processing concept, and focus on at least 1 underutilized agricultural residue, either from the listed feedstocks or similar ones. In addition, proposals must include the development and validation of a business model, which is a core requirement of the open call. Activities must take place in rural European regions not already involved in primary, and the work must be carried out after project selection. Finally, the proposals must be submitted on time, following the required procedure, and all partners must be legally established, active, and have a valid FAT number. The evaluation will be based on 5 criteria: alignment, excellence, impact, value, and organizational capacity. Each criterion is scored from 1 to 5 with a minimum threshold required, which is 3, and also there is a minimum total score that needs to be achieved, and that is 15 points. Selected projects will receive funding in 3 phases: 20% after the design phase, 50% after the development, and 30% after validation and impact assessment. And also note that payments are linked to the specific deliverables in each phase. Before we close, just a few important practical points for applicants. First, we strongly encourage all interested applicants to stay updated by regularly visiting the primary website and the Open Call platform, where you can find updates in the FAQ section that is continuously updated. Second, if you have questions, you can submit them by June 5, 2026 through the official Open Call email or through the platform. All answers will be served transparently, ensuring a fair process to everyone. And finally, it is essential to carefully read all Open Call documents before applying. Thank you all for your attention, and I'm happy to take your questions. And of course, good luck to the applicants.
Thank you, Thanos. Wonderful presentation. We have a couple of questions from the audience. The first one is from Eduardo. He asks, which entity has to act as the lead partner of the consortium?
Actually, there isn't such a requirement. The requirement is that the consortium must include 2 or 3 partners, and at least one should be, as I said, a public or private sector partner, and the other one must be a technical party that will be testing and validating the solutions.
Thank you. We have a second question from Hakan. Demonstration European regions, does it include Turkey? And should the solution be innovative, or is impact the most important factor of the evaluators? So low innovation degree, but high impact for the region. This is a good match for this call.
Okay, so the first part is whether Turkey is included in the eligible countries, correct?
Yes.
Is this part? Okay. So as previous presenters also mentioned, in the applicant's guide, we have a list with the eligible countries and the associated countries as well for Horizon Europe funding. So the interested applicants can go through the applicant's guide and see the updated list with all the eligible countries. And the second one was if the solution has to be innovative or not.
Yeah. Or is impact the most important factor for the evaluators?
Well, okay. If I take it from the back to the first, to the beginning, impact is also evaluated, assessed, and it is an important criteria for the total ranking. Regarding the solutions, what we expect from the applicants is to test and validate certain processes or feedstocks of the primary project. So we mainly target for replication, validation, adaptation. So, yeah.
Thank you. Chris asks, can we take a look again on slide 7? I want to answer Chris that because we're running a little bit short on time. Chris, we're going to share the presentations with every single one of the participants, and this session is going to be recorded and uploaded on YouTube. So you can watch it as many times as you can. And the next couple of questions are from Ricardo. Good morning. I have 2 questions. The first one is, does every partner have to be based in the same region? And the second one is, are the technologies to be used provided by the primary project, or are applicants expected to bring and implement their own technologies aligned with the primary processing concepts? Thank you.
Okay, regarding the first part of the question, actually, there isn't such a restriction, so the consortium can be composed of partners from different regions, but as I highlighted, there are certain regions that are excluded, and these are the regions that are already involved in the project implementation. There are certain Greek and Finnish regions that are not eligible through this open call. And the second part was, can you please remind me, like, briefly? It was about the process, if it has to.
Are the technologies to be used provided by the primary project, or are the applicants expected to bring and implement their own technologies aligned with the project?
Well, through the applicant's guide, we provide description and examples of the primary processes and technologies, and we're expected the applicants to test them and replicate them and validate them. So we're expecting to work on the primary processes and technologies. Yeah.
Well, thank you all for all the questions. So we have one last one, and it's from Angeliki, and it's regarding Attica region. Only the region of Brisi is excluded.
So this is a Greek region, but together with this, we have certain other regions, both Greek and Finnish, that are excluded from the open call. So we are specifically focusing on NUTS 3 regions, with excluding the ones that are described in the applicant's guide.
Okay. Well, thank you, Thanos. And well, I think we are in the final part from this info. Thank you all for joining the 30th edition of the Sploro Cascade Funding Info Days dedicated to sustainable innovation. We hope today's session has provided clear insights into how these opportunities can support your work and can help scale innovative, sustainable solutions across Europe. Before you go, please subscribe to Sploro's newsletter in cascadefunding.eu to stay up to date on upcoming open calls. Then follow Sploro on LinkedIn and for the latest funding opportunities and events like this one. And together we can accelerate climate innovation, sustainable innovation, and build a more inclusive European future. Thank you to the wonderful presenters. You guys did a great job. Thank you to my team for helping me with all the technical issues. And thank you guys for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you in the next session. Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank
We
you.
look forward to receive your proposals.
Thank you, Rafael. It was nice to see you.